Vanilla. Warm, spicy and sweet. Yes. This will be the most wanted by Azzaro, and actually the very first Azzaro in the wanted line fragrance I own right now. And it's not a mere coincidence that you can see Stronger With You behind me, but that later. It's of course released in 2022, so it's not the newest fragrance in the line. I actually don't know what's the newest in the line at the moment. Again, this is the very first one, just because I really disliked the first one, the EDT in the line, Wanted. It was just too Invictusy for me. Wanted by Night, although I know it's a real popular fragrance, it just wasn't something for me. But let's get talking about this one. Notes, as stated on Fragrantica, are top notes of ginger, and mid notes of woody notes, and a bourbon vanillic base. It definitely has some peppers in it, some black pepper I guess, some other spices. It has a little bit of a harshness of something like black pepper. The bourbon vanilla is quite sweet. For some perhaps too sweet. Personally I don't think it's too sweet. It has some nice woodsy notes in it, and this is really where I'm gonna get the Stronger With You on it, because I think they're not really alike, or not really the same, but are a bit alike. So let's dry a little bit. What I feel like is that Azzaro kinda wanted to make a little bit more spicier variant on the Stronger With You line. Not necessarily the perfume I own, a Parfum version of it, but one of the earlier iterations. I can't remember really which one it was. I'm also not really a fan of the Stronger By You line, so I don't own any other of this line, but I remember smelling it and thinking this one really is a bit of the spicy version of Stronger With You. That's really what crossed my mind. It has the spiciness. It's not, well, for some perhaps, but for me not too spicy. It has a bit of the vanillic sweetness, but it also has some powdery, woodsy vibes to it, which makes it quite a masculine fragrance. And you know, it's shaped in the form, of course, of a revolver, as are all the wanted fragrances are, which I think is quite tacky actually. However, it's a nice long-lasting fragrance. It's again, it's spicy but not too spicy. It's like a spicy fragrance for people who think that the original Spice Bomb is too spicy. Bit in that way. So I would see this one as a bit of a going out kind of fragrance, perhaps dating kind of fragrance. You meet someone talking, perhaps you go for a drink with some colleagues, you know, that kind of social fragrance. That's quite interesting. I think never used this term before in describing a fragrance, but I guess it's a little bit of a social fragrance, as it's inviting. It's highly likable. It has some sweetness, a vanillic sweetness, but it's not too sweet, not too cloying. It has some inviting, intriguing spiciness, but it's not too spicy. Overall, it has some woodiness in it, which makes it, I guess, just likable, just normal masculine fragrance without really being too much in any of the directions you possibly can think of being too much. Not too spicy, not too sweet, not too powdery, not too floral, not too musky, whatever. Yeah, so I think that's quite interesting. So as a fragrance on its own, I guess this is one of the most likable, spicy kind of fragrances I have. Likable in a way that I think mouth pleasing. You know, like fragrances like Bleu de Chanel are ultra mouth pleasing, but not that interesting. I think this is ultra mouth pleasing, but just a little bit more interesting because of the spiciness, the vanilla. However, it's not really, how would I put it? It's not really standing out that much, as if everyone wears Bleu de Chanel and Sauvage. I guess this one stands out, and in most circles, I guess that's enough, of course. But as a frag head, as someone who really likes fragrances and likes to think about it and likes to comment on them and review them in a way and you know, give it placings like number 100 or the number one fragrance for men. I guess this one is not interesting enough. However, comparing them again, because I just saw the bottle again, I think it's quite interesting that they, in a way, try to do the same, try to make a highly likable kind of fragrance. And in the base, like overall as a scent, I guess they are quite comparable. However, they're different, of course, but however, this one goes the more spicy route, and this one the more boozy route, with a really interesting chestnut accord in it. So also watch this one. If you're just gonna watch some fragrance reviews, also watch this one. I will put it in the cards. Going back to Azzaro, the Most Wanted. So again, I think it's a real inviting and a social kind of fragrance, highly likable, and perhaps even if you want to start out with, you know, you go from the real blue fragrances, the Bleu de Chanels, those kinds of shower jelly kind of fragrances, and you want to dip your toes really into the pool or the vast ocean of spicy fragrances, this very well could be a nice first one. Yeah. So highly likable. So this is a spicy, quite long-lasting fragrance. A bit hard to say, depending, of course, on the climate, on the amount of sprays, on your own body chemistry, on the humidity, many factors. However, I would say between you know, normal amount of sprays, let's say 4 or 5, 8 till 10 hours, something like that. So definitely a full work day. Of course, the first hours it will project way more, and it closes in like the demon of the films of the Grudge, I guess, the horror movie. Yeah, I would say it's highly masculine kind of fragrance. I like that this smells more mature than the original. What was it called? Wanted, I guess. Just Wanted. Azzaro Wanted. This is definitely more mature and more interesting. Interesting kind of fragrance. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Definitely check it out in the store. I would say always, before you buy something, always check it out in the store. Spray it on yourself. Walk a couple rounds, sniff it. Do you really like it? Right, the opening. But also, do you like the deep dry down after many hours? Before you buy anything. And if you can't find it in the store, most of the time you can order samples. I really should, listen to my own advice in this case, but I even like the fragrances I dislike, because then I have some content and can compare them to each other. But definitely check it out. I'm rambling right now. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. So I wish you all a very nice day. And this was Azzaro, the Most Wanted. Ciao.